from Global Kingston. This is Global News Morning.
Well, good Thursday morning. It is February the 24th. Bill is off today, so Aaron Strickland joins me today, filling in for weather. And Aaron, I don't know about you. Yesterday I went for a walk with my daughter, and everything was covered in ice, so you really had to watch where you were walking. But one of my favorite sounds of winter is this. Take a listen. You know when you're walking around and you see those really thin pieces of ice,
yes,
and you're just so tempted just to crack through them?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I find that so relaxing for some reason.
That is really surprising that you could be that relaxed on ice. I do not, ice skate, so I am terrified, and I'm constantly arms out like this, walking on the ice. So if you see me downtown, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Try not to fall. But it is quite cold out there this morning, and we do have some icy streets right now, at least on Queen Street. It's decently icy out there. It's feeling like minus 20 now. We'll get to a high of around minus 6 today, and mainly sunny skies. So we'll get a little bit of a break in terms of the forecast now. Tomorrow is when we're expecting a bit of a snowstorm. We're expecting some heavy snowfall at times, up to 20 centimeters in certain areas of snow accumulation to end our week on Friday. But then on Saturday, again, we've got overcast skies, maybe some sunny breaks in there, and also a high of minus 3 degrees. But I'll break down that full forecast for you in just a little bit. We'll pass things back over to Megan Coulter for your news.
Thanks, Aaron. The Ford government has quietly introduced legislation that would see its budget delayed until the end of April. The timing, and that means that the switch is being called out, not just because it will come weeks ahead of the election campaign, but because it breaks a guarantee by the Ford Tories to deliver budgets on time. Matthew Bingley has more from Queen's Park.
Remember yesterday's announcement from Premier Doug Ford on removing the license plate sticker fees? Well, he did not mention moving the budget, but buried within that legislation is a clause to allow the government to do just that. Now, by the Ford government's own laws set in 2019, they are legally required to table their budget no later than March 31st. But now this clause allows them to move it to an April 30th deadline. Now, under that previous law, without that clause, the finance minister and the premier would also be facing a hefty fine for missing that deadline. Not so in this case. The explanation from the Ford government is that this all has to do with COVID and another budget in this sense. They want to get the full scope of reopening before they actually commit to anything.
The people of this province deserve that and expect that, and that's what we will present to them. I think the government's motivations for this are totally political.
A government source is telling me that while that new deadline is at the end of April, the new budget will likely be tabled sometime in the middle of that month. Matthew Bingley, Global News.
Outspoken MPP Randy Hillier is in hot water once again with the Ontario Legislature. MPPs voted unanimously on a motion Tuesday that allows the Speaker to bar the Lanark Frontenac Kingston MPP from participating in future debates. The motion, moved by Government House Leader Paul Calandra, states the House expresses its disapproval of Hillier's continued conduct. It also calls on the independent MPP to apologize for what Calandra calls racist and discriminatory statements about the federal transport minister and for recent social media posts during the Ottawa protest that Calandra says were insinuating a call to violence. We reached out to Hillier for a comment yesterday, but he didn't respond. Well, it's getting tougher to find rental housing in Kingston. The latest annual stats from Canada Mortgage and Housing put the city's rental vacancy rate at 1.4% last year. The cost of renting an apartment was also higher. Megan King has more.
The City of Kingston released vacancy rate statistics for 2021, and the numbers show rental housing in the region is a lot harder to come by than it was in 2020. The city's vacancy rate went from 3.2% to 1.4%, while the average rent price increased by about $30 from 2020 to 2021. The CMHC now says the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment is just shy of about $1,200 a month. This means Kingston has the second lowest vacancy rate among Ontario census metropolitan areas. A 3% vacancy rate is considered to be the level that supports rental price stability, and according to the city report, the decline in our city's vacancy follows a growth in population. Kingston's population grew by 7% from 2016 to 2021, putting a demand on housing. City officials are tackling this issue through a 10-year municipal housing and homelessness plan with the objective of reaching and maintaining a vacancy rate of 3%. Part of this plan involves the continued issuing of building permits for residential units across the region to meet the housing demand of the city's growing population. Megan King, Global News, Kingston.
Queen's University is ramping up to welcome students back to campus. The school switched to remote learning after the Christmas break due to spiking COVID numbers in the city. But as of Monday, thousands of students will be returning to in-person learning. Ryan Pettigrew has more.
With midterm season in full swing at Queen's, areas like the Stauffer Library would normally be filled to the brim with students cramming for tests. Now, commonly walked areas of the campus are quiet and nearly empty after a tumultuous December month that included hundreds of COVID-19 cases linked to the university. Classes were moved to remote delivery on December 16th.
Online school isn't great. Some people have really flourished with it. Personally, I haven't. I'm much more of an in-person, hands-on kind of learner.
Online school was not my strong suit, so the faster we get back to in-person classes, the better.
Between late November and mid-December, there were around 500 positive cases linked to Queen's. According to students we spoke with, the details and protocols surrounding the return have been well communicated by school officials, although Queen's principal and Vice Chancellor Patrick Dean was unavailable to speak on camera about them. A public statement regarding return protocols is expected this week.
Personally, I'm triple vaxxed and a lot of people are, so I'm not personally concerned, especially with Omicron. It seems to be on the downturn.
According to KFLNA Medical Officer of Health Dr. Peter Oglaza, the public health unit isn't concerned either. The school still has a vaccine mandate in effect, and according to the Council of Ontario Universities, all Ontario schools will maintain the vaccine mandates until at least the end of the current term. Ryan Pettigrew, Global News, Kingston.
And now let's head over to Aaron Strickland for a check on this Thursday morning's forecast. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Megan. Well, it's quite chilly out there this morning. Right now, Belleville and Kingston both sitting at minus 14 degrees. Brockville minus 16, Smiths Falls minus 21, and overcast skies currently this morning. Our Futurecast images here showing us that it will become more sunny around the noon hour and mild conditions out there today. But tomorrow is when we're expecting that system to bring a lot of snowfall, heavy snowfall at certain points to end our week. Saturday, looking like mainly cloudy, maybe some sunny breaks in there as well. Belleville today, high of minus 5 degrees, mix of sun and clouds. Now, Friday, again, up to 10 centimeters worth of snow accumulation from that snowstorm. Saturday, mix of sun and clouds and a high of minus 2. Brockville, very similar here, minus 7 today with some sunshine, overcast and a snowstorm, minus 8 for your Friday, minus 2 again on Saturday, mix of sun and clouds. Smiths Falls, just some thin cloud coverage out there, but again, it's going to feel colder in your area, minus 9 for your Friday as well. And again, up to 10 centimeters, maybe even 20 centimeters in certain areas of snow accumulation from that storm tomorrow that we're expecting. Saturday, thin cloud coverage and a high of minus 3. Kingston's 5-day forecast here now showing us that as we get into next week, things start to calm down a bit. Thursday, today, mix of sun and clouds, high of minus 6. The high tomorrow, minus 8 with that snowstorm that is coming our way, up to 20 centimeters. Saturday, Sunday, quite mild. Sunday, we may see a few snow flurries, just some light snow. And Monday, mix of sun and clouds, high of minus 8. Well, here's a story to warm your heart. What happens when you mic up a 4-year-old wearing a dinosaur onesie as she snowboards? Take a look at this.
Oh, Dad. Let's get up and go in that secret path. Oh, yes, ready, Dad. Someone's in our secret path. This way. You'll slip.
Oh, so
won't
cute.
Fall. Maybe I will.
And she looks like she's a
That's
natural.
okay.
Yeah, she's a great little snowboarder, that's for sure.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I mean, this has been a popular video on TikTok, and you can see why, making people laugh and smile. But I mean, I have snowboarded in the past, and I definitely didn't look that calm or sound that calm or maybe even that happy. I think I was a little bit more stressed. I'm more of a skier personally, but so cute. And just the whole thing, you know, a dinosaur onesie and her snowboarding abilities. Hopefully she keeps that up. Maybe one day we'll see her representing Canada at the Olympics.
Yeah, well, you start them young, and yeah, they can definitely do big things down the road.
Definitely.
All right, we're back after this short break. Stay with us.